Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to Battle Rap Resume. Tom here, and today I'm hosting a vigil for Don't Flop Extra and Training Days, but it's always Don't Flop Extra to me, as well as the Demo Battles channel as well. These things are currently offline, without any sign of them returning. For those unaware, these were two sister channels to Don't Flop that not only hosted tons of intriguing / terrible battles not deemed good enough for the main channel.
At the moment, I'm just A minor G, but soon I'll B major. You'll see.
But lots of other interesting miscellany like pre-battle interviews, music videos, venue explorations. The disappearance of these channels really is, at least to an amateur historian like myself, UK Battle Rap's own lost library of Alexandria, and apparently deleted an email linked to the channel to save money, and that capsized it all. So beyond dusty hard drives out there somewhere, we may be deprived of this historical worth of these channels forever. At least that's what I initially thought. Sadly pondering this the other day until I realised that early on in Battle Rap Resume's life, I started a series that aimed to go through every single video on the Don't Flop Extra channel in order, providing pithy, lispy analysis where I could. I made a point of just doing the auxiliary stuff rather than the battles, but regardless, lots of stuff in a sense was saved, so I figured to fortify this, I'd clean up the audio, edit it all down a bit and present it here for your pleasure. So, starting mid-2013 all the way up till about 5th birthday-ish, here's probably the last you'll see of Don't Flop Extra. Quite fittingly, the first video is himself explaining what Don't Flop Extra is going to consist of.
Funny extra content, interviews, some shit we've filmed on the side of events, blogs, random stuff with Steph, random stuff that I decide to do, freestyle battles, random things, other kinds of content you may have seen before, but more of it. Let you get to know the battlers better, get to know us better, you know, just all stuff like that.
He also sounds the alarm for a type of content that you see a lot of in the early Don't Flop Extra days.
I'm putting a call out to all the MCs to do more call outs. All you lot are way too fucking friendly. All on Twitter, DM me this, DM me your fucking number, DM me a picture of your new fucking kitten. You're all becoming a bunch of fraggles, trust me, yeah. I want to see more of this stuff. This is the Battle League, not a fucking, what is it Matter said, a boys hugging club.
You heard Matter. Is this a boys hugging club or is it not? Well, Hulk seems to disagree, and the first call out we get on the channel is from the man himself, and it's pretty dope actually, you know, really good, really strong on beat, and some of the people that he calls out, these would have made good clashes back in the day. A shame they couldn't surf it.
But I still kill Impact with his punch and flow, cause on beat, he barely beat Shrunk and Hulk. I piss on boxes, written flips with a packed bladder, murder most prop and give Rapunzel this black adder. Tongue twister done turn me down, and got 3-0 by Bleak, I see the table turning out.
The next video that got uploaded is one that a lot of people might be aware of outside the confines of Don't Flop Extra. This is the first edition of Opinion, where the erstwhile owner, you know, leader of Don't Flop gives his opinions on things, in this case the Math and Serious incident, and then kind of spans out into thinking about violence in battle rap and the way opponents interact. Of course, this is, you know, a fascinating chat. Speaks really well about issues on battle rap. Very, very interesting. Check out his battlerap.com interviews. Also, his Battle Rap Resume episode was very good as well. But yeah, lots of good things touched upon. I thought it was especially interesting when was speaking about his own experiences with violence in battle rap and how close he felt to getting to that situation.
I won't condone violence, and I pray that none of my battles ever become violent. I don't think they ever would, you know what I mean? Because I've never felt that they would. There's never been any battle I've been in where I've thought, you know, this might turn into a fight, apart from and Archaic versus Franchise and Zilly, battle number 1 in the playoffs. Like, that was the only battle I've ever had where I was a little bit like, Franchise might be a fucking stick figure, little chameleon, weirdo looking person, but he's twice my size really, and he's looking real aggy, like being like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna be real, I was a bit like, I'm in America, this might turn into a fight. But I remember even then thinking, this is some bullshit.
Then goes on to make some interesting parallels between a situation that, although rectified, was still fairly raw and fairly fresh in every battle fan's memory, that being when Soul punched Caustic.
The situation with Soul, like, and I know obviously a lot of you be watching this thinking like, the Soul situation really relates to this, and it does, and I can't really say much more than with Soul. I reacted in a way that I thought was necessary for that time, and when I thought my behaviour needed to change, I did. And I think, you know, maybe that's what should be done, because I mean with Soul, it was a similar thing. Like Soul threw the punch, and I was very angry and really angered by it, because I felt like he had nothing to do with the battle. There was no real reason why he was on stage, and I still feel this to this day. I know him and Jeff at the time were close, but I kind of thought, you know, Jeff's a lot older than you, Jeff's older than Caustic, Jeff's his own man, you know, which is why I was angry about that punch. Like, if it was outside the venue, I wouldn't care about any of the ins and outs. I would have said, yo, you two want to fight? That's fucking, you know, it's cool with me.
I mean, obviously, go and watch the whole thing. It is a really interesting chat here from some definitely stimulating opinions. But I think one of the things that I want to point out here that might be of interest as well, where speaks about people talking in each other's rounds, which I appreciate. It's a terrible, terrible trait in a battle.
That shit, to me, in my opinion, is one of the worst things in battling. I mean, you got that, and the only thing above that right now is associative wordplay, because all these faggots out there are ruining it, and it was once good. But below associative wordplay, you got talking over your opponent's rounds instead of rebuttaling. Now, like, I can't, if you haven't battled, it's hard to understand and explain, like, but like, I'm actually lucky it's never really happened to me. Like, I've been in that zone where I've seen, you know, Saurus pulls his little faces, his little 8-year-old girl faces, like, you know, DNA stood there, stone face, like, I don't really understand what you're saying. Like, Reverse Live had that face on, like, Earth's kind of bodying me, but I'm gonna pretend he's not.
Wanted some call-outs on Don't Flop, and call-outs he got, to be fair. Here we have Furtz calling out interesting opponent. The battle didn't come about, but, you know, would have been a funny one. But we have Brucey in the background, and it ain't Brucey if he's not saying this, right?
I am Furtz! I am Furtz!
Awesome to see all the guys out there having a good time in Outlook, and we'll get to the kind of highlight clip in the next video. But yeah, Furtz calls out, you know, I'm not going to spoil it, but how do you think this battle would have went down if it actually happened? I don't know.
But right now, I want to get controversial. You know you want to hear me call someone out, innit? So what's the name on Mr. 13's lips? Pause. That was a definite pause, sorry. Yeah, let's move on from that. But yeah, there's an event coming up in Leeds, you know? There's an MC that's known for representing that Leeds, representing that WY, you know? You don't see too good, but you know, he's still a pretty good rapper, I gotta give him that. And he's been ducking me for like 2 years now. Is it gonna be a 2 fucking years, bro. I mean, so while I'm out here drunk on the fucking beach, I tweeted him already, he tried to duck me, he ducked me for a minute. The Leeds event is happening, I know you ain't got an opponent. Mr. 13 versus Matter. Make it happen, man. Come on, stop ducking me. You know, your name ain't even bigger than mine right now, bro. And you just lost to Uncus. I just want you euphorical, fam. I mean, catch up, son.
Quite sure why his voice goes like this. Big up Furtz.
I got international battles in the pipeline and shit, Shan. So I'm calling you out to what in your hometown. Yeah?
So we had the preview just then, and Don't Flop, you know, were gracious enough to gift us with a 20-minute highlights reel of their big boys' trip to Outlook Festival, and, you know, it looked awesome, and this is kind of the thing that Don't Flop X was all about, really. Seeing all the battlers that you love just kind of having a good time, enjoying themselves, you know, going halfway around the world or whatever, just to do some battles out there. I think they did what happened was they were there for the festival. I think they went the year before as well. It was like Big J Bowski went down there and some other battles as well. I think Lefty was out there for a 2-on-2, if I recall correctly. But yeah, there's LNC getting a little check there. Everyone chilling out on Earth sleeping, which is a kind of concurrent theme in a lot of the early types in this video. But yeah, awesome video. I think they did some battles on the boat as well. Well, I know they did some battles on the boat. So I'm going to get to those. But yeah, great stuff from these guys, and lots of funny moments. And if you're ever wondering what battle rappers talk to other battle rappers about,
E-Ness against Iron Simon, Wowzer, where they give me Doogie Howser, but I smack this little backstreet boy out his trousers. That's a sick bar, bro. I watched Out was first Josh Hall, and his filler was something like, I take my time with foreplay, I put my dick in last. Right, listen to the punchline. I put my dick in last. It's like I'm regurgitating drinking establishment the way I'm spitting bars. No exaggeration. Those two reasons bring together, the whack filler and the whack punchline. I think that is possibly the worst line ever said in my book.
Innit, man? Give the crowd let them see it.
Don't talk to me, Craw. I'll body you for free.
No, let's go. Put it on the table.
People say put the kettle on, bro. That'll be my prop, bro. A kettle. I'll just dash it in his face. How funny would that be? Like, yeah, put the kettle on, yeah, bang!
loads of great shit goes down. We got MA teaching Kruger how to do the migraine skank. Mickey chatting up a passerby.
I like your dreadlocks. I got them. I got dreads.
Yeah, come out there.
But hidden.
Oh, fucking hell.
Hidden dreads. Oh, I like your dreadlocks, even though you're a white girl from fucking Canterbury. That makes a lot of sense.
We get to see English spitting and Mickey trying to swim again.
I can feel water on my bumhole. Girls, can you feel water on your bumhole? On the bumhole. It's mad on the bumhole. It's odd, isn't it? Water up the bumhole. That's mad, though.
Cool to see at this point as well that a few more DF regulars get into the frame.
D-F-A-F-D. Outlook Festival, baby. D-F-A-F-D. Outlook, baby. D-F-A-F-D. Outlook, baby.
I'm not a wally. Man can't push me around like trolley. I'll be confident with a PLA volley. Watching them spin around just like Dolly. Man can't suck me, I'm not a lolly.
You don't wanna fuck with Mickey.
Why?
Why? Cause Mickey will fucking kill you. I'm already playing ladies, you know I hate you.
There's an extended Bowski sing-off, ending with us learning about his mate Roy.
No, mate, you know what? I once fell out with my best mate Roy years ago, right, when I was at school and that. He fell out with me for ages.
I proper wish I met Bowski's mate Roy.
My mate Roy.
My mate Roy. Bowski and Roy sit down the pub and talk about a lot of EDL and shit.
Right, no, Roy's a G, mate. He got me into hip-hop, man.
You can tell him from a mile off.
Bowski then keeps alive the Don't Flop Extra tradition of call-outs.
I'm doing a call-out video for Tony D. Champ versus champ, you know what I mean? You put your title on the line, I put my title on the line. We finally get to see who the best is. Because it's been a long time coming. And I said to Adrian one night, I said, Adrian, I want Bell Tony. She said, no, Tony too good. I said, hell no. I'm one extra world battle bat champion, bitch.
And it all culminates in the boat party with the battles, which is a crazy, crazy setting really for battles, just in this sort of weather in the middle of the sea, you know, madness. Definitely check these battles out as well. And to top it all off, we get a fucked up Mr. Tongue Twister freestyling.
Man's still clashing. You don't want to start rapping. You'll get ripped in this cabin. Cabin fever. Yeah, I'm gonna shag this geezer. Back to the game.
Next up, we have a crazy performance by Youth Oracle responding to Quill, who had called out him and Blizzard on that famously offbeat video that is now unavailable on Don't Flop Extra. I mean, Youth murders this.
Fuck Quill every time. Listen. I'll battle Quill if his hype isn't dead tomorrow, cause I got a big buzz that he begs to borrow. It's a no-brainer, his head is hollow. It's gonna end in sorrow. You call out shit, mine's better, that's one-o. Now man wanna call out like one-o. Abuse is minor, an X will follow. It's like they're trying to rape you, like Kev from Corro. You disturb the beast. Say I'm gassed off views, if you urge you please. We work for free, none of us are earning peas. We battle for hats, sweatshirts and tees. Of course I want views, I would prefer fees.
Interestingly, with the context of these events, Youth mentions the top 8 tournament that never went down, and then charts out all his past opponents with aplomb. I mean, awesome writing.
I wanted a top 8 tournament. I didn't think that the guys were too shit. Hulk vs Winders, Cruel vs Sarters, but then again you'd both likely lose it. Elliot Fresh vs Lyrical T, Youth Oracle vs Crisis Music. Been about since I tried that, I deserve a big shot now. A battle dog me off at Boom Bap. It was grind vs hip hop to a hip hop crowd, then Double L, then J90 at Ginglick. He's Northwest but it's still his town, then Leeds veteran / co-organiser at home in the wardrobe, his biggest grand. First international linked him down. Fredo would have lost if he spit his rants. Liverpool legend Innuendo's come back at home in the dome, another win was found. And the only rapper from Plymouth in Plymouth with all his little fanboy kids around. Mr. 13's from London, but I admit in Brixton I did sink and drown. Canada, Pat Stay wins his crowd, but the crowd for me were talking too friggin' loud. Mic too low, it was the shittest sound, so I went back to Knox with the biggest frown.
And now we have, well, I'll let him introduce himself.
Flex Blizzy. Mr. I need more haters. My old ones are starting to like me.
I'm not quite sure why they do this, but Flexplicit mentions watching battles since he was a kid, so they show a kind of Flexplicit-esque type kid watching battles.
I've been watching this shit for fucking years, way before, like, you know, even Moot Clash Locks. Like, I was watching it with Moot Clash J Mills. Like,
Flex calls out a few people who most likely would body him.
Nisha, Yunan, M, Tony D, I don't care, you get what I'm saying? Let's do it, set it up.
And then the video gives way to this short film that I have no clue why this is in a call-out video, to be honest with you.
Yo, soft lad. Where's my money?
Who are you talking to?
I want my money for acting in your blog.
What money?
Money for acting for your blog.
Yo, you taking the piss?
Don't treat me like a soft lad, you soft lad.
Oh, this kid, man. Yo, get out of my ears, man. Space invading right now.
Well, if you haven't got the money, You better ring Shorty or don't flop, because I'm getting paid today.
You ain't getting no money.
Fine, watch what I do now.
Yo, whatever, man. Go and play on your Xbox, blood.
What?
I said go and play on your Xbox, blood. Move.
After this was released a great little interview with two DF legends, Shiz and Wiz.
Yo. Oh, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, good, man. We bumping. Some tunes, man. What the fuck? What are you listening to? Just vibing, man. Just fucking getting some inspiration, man. Yeah, I reckon we could flip this. What, this tune? Yeah, Barbie Girl. Let's go.
Great to watch interview with the guys, primarily about their music. You know, Fertz does the interviewing well there. Puts them on the spot here concerning their album titles as well.
Obviously, with the Lobster music, you just kind of described the title there. It's that rich sounding stuff, and I think you lot are known for some interesting, album titles as well. Like, so let's just run through some of them interesting album titles as well, man. Go on, one each.
Dirtbox Tactics.
Class Hay Thugs.
There was more, come on. What's that? Lower in the Tone.
I like that one, yeah. I think there was another one.
Human Centipede.
Yeah, that's the one I was waiting for, the Human Centipede.
Wiz also gives a nice response to anyone that questions his style.
All the haters out there that don't get it or whatever, like, why is Wizard rap about guns and shit? Like, do you really think any rapper out there, like, who does rap about guns, like Conceited, he's on MTV or whatever, does he raps about guns? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all creativity, so that's the way I look at it. Like, and if you've got a sense of humour, then good. If you haven't, then suck your mum.
Fertz then resurrects that weird voice from the Matter call out.
Big shout out to Kruger. I think he kind of said it all in that battle, I mean, body bag, by the way, you know what I mean? But
at this point in time, Don't Flop was gearing up for the amazing Set the Standard, which most people remember for Ogmios C Major, modern classic in my eyes. And here we have him doing the previews, kind of appearing out of thin air to give a little prediction vlog.
Yo, it's him. I've been kidnapped and told I've got to run down the lineup for Set the Standard 9.
Overall, an interesting set of thoughts, with him appearing particularly prophetic when it comes to Anton versus Shuffle.
Anton Murphy versus Shuffle T. First of all, I don't know who the fuck Anton Murphy is, but I do know who Shuffle T is. And Shuffle T is fucking nice. And I've heard this brother's in Big Brother, so he automatically loses at life. So Shuffle T with the body bag 5-0.
This was swiftly followed by a great video in which Shuffle T talks about the Anton battle, but doesn't really even mention Anton.
Shuffle T, about to battle this Anton Murphy cat. He's not a cat. Felines, notoriously easy to battle. Have a go at their tails, have a go at their whiskers, you're done. Do some Sheba punchlines, you're winning. Okay? Now, the fact is, I've got a battle against Anton Murphy. He's always going on about, oh, you're posh. I'm not posh. I'm not posh. I grew up in Berkshire, yeah? Yeah? Have you been to Berkshire? Yeah? You don't know the half of it. You wouldn't last a minute. Yeah? You wouldn't even know what to do. You'd go, oh, and people would go, oh, do you want some caviar? I don't know what caviar is. Fish eggs. Get with it or get without it, son. It's raining, so that's why I've got the umbrella. I don't have a go at the umbrella.
To end a Shuffle video about a quick Marlo appearance.
Marlo, come in. I got Marlo with me. My whole crew out here, at cheer. Tell them something about. I don't endorse this battle. Do you know what I mean?
We all know how this one went down. One of the most glorious, most satisfying body bags in Don't Flop history. But interesting to see this little footage before. I hadn't seen this prior, and it definitely gives a little bit of, well, it doesn't give any context really, but it's just fun to see Shuffle riffing, isn't it? Alongside Ogmios versus C Major, as well as Shuffle versus Anton, we had the Top 8 tournament kicking off, and this video is the first of 2 vlogs that came out, basically kind of building up the hype, building up the interest for these matchups. Considering the pedigree of those aforementioned clashes, you've got to respect the confidence of Willsey to say this.
The stuff that I got, yo, it's crazy, very crazy. I think I'm gonna have the most memorable lines on both days. And I even battling both days. Both days. Most memorable lines.
Craze comes with a fairly sort of half-hearted, passive vlog, not bad. Tally is rocking that UKBL camera angle, which is interesting to see. Tally, of course, who's going up against Bizzo, and Bizzo has his own thoughts on the clash.
I think it's going to be a Bizzo win on that one. For sure. For sure.
We get into the second set of vlogs now, and yeah, I don't know why Mr. E is shot like this, I have no clue, and the typically terse rapper is typically terse.
I ain't really got much to say about it, because I've got no information on Frequent, he's got no battles online, no music, no nothing, so...
Then we get into Frequent Thoughts vlog, who is nailing that prop game.
I'm battling Mr. E, so really excited about this battle. I think he's he's got a lot of verve. He's got some good vocabulary in there and here and there. So also hold tight, Soul Jitsu.
Next up is Raw Talent, who is holding nothing back against his opponent Kojay.
Fuck Kojay, yeah. Do not like the kid. It shouldn't be a don't flop anyway, yeah. Got exposed for being a backstabber, yeah. Let him back and give him a second chance, yeah. But he doesn't deserve the spot on it. Just shouts multi-syllables all together. Rhymes like top and sharp, but shouts them aggressively to make it sound good. Fuck all that, you get me, blood. It's ain't grind time. Fuck that. Not disaster, you get me. Real rap, 29th of September, Top 8 tournament. Raw Talent vs Kojay going down, yeah. Fuck Kojay, yeah. Do not like his style in it. But move him out of the way for a second, yeah.
Finally, we have Kojay live from a field somewhere, and, he addresses the controversy straight up.
So I got into the top 8 for Don't Flop. Regardless if you think I should be, because if you don't, then I actually don't give a fuck. If I'm being real, I actually don't give a shit. I'm in. And I got Raw Talent at the Standard 9 on the 28th and 29th of September. Pretty much he's fucked. I mean, you could say he's nice with the multis and all the shit he does, like... burn up on your skin like a dermatologist. He sounds like Dialect if Dialect swallowed his tongue. He's got no chance. And I'm not people like you style over substance. It's like, fuck it. I got bars. I got bars for this next event. I got bars for this next event. Trust me. You just wait. And they were like, why are you in the middle of a field on a fucking bridge doing your vlog for Don't Flop? It's because I don't give a shit. It's Raw Talent. Calls himself Raw Talent because he doesn't have any fucking talent whatsoever.
Bars.
I don't even know why I need to make a vlog because it's just easy. Why am I arrogant? I'm a rapper.
A really novel idea, actually. This was quite interesting and clever of the guys to do. Daylight was coming over for the 5th birthday, which sadly didn't happen, actually. Still hasn't happened. He came over for Verdict to battle Dialect, but this touted clash against Calcium Kid unfortunately didn't go down. But regardless, we got some interesting, viral material out of this, some quite smart marketing here, and I'll let her explain the gist.
How we want you to get involved is send us a video, 1 sentence long. It can be filmed on your phone, on a decent camera, on your webcam, anything you want. It can be 10 seconds maximum, and it's 1 sentence starting with, I think Daylight will. And that's how it has to start. You start it with anything else, we ain't gonna include it. We wanna know your opinions on what do you think Daylight's gonna do. I'm a fucking promoter, I'm worried as hell. I love the guy to pieces, yeah. I don't give a shit that he got naked, I think it was hilarious, yeah, whatever. But I don't know what it is. I heard rumours he was gonna take a shit on the stage or some madness and stuff. I just seen a video yesterday of him choking, not even a geezer he's battling. So we've all been talking about what might Daylight do. So we thought let's get your opinions, man.
And we'll get to those opinions shortly, but first, someone who needs to be on Don't Flop more. This guy's a genius.
You don't even know what a trending topic is like that.
Here is Soweto Kinch, the incredible, I mean, you know, this guy, as I say it before, is a genius, Mercury nominated, gifted instrumentalist, freestyle artist, just, you know, so many superlatives I can throw at this guy. Also a fella Brummie as well, so that's a plus, I suppose. But yeah, this is from his show, The Legend of Mike Smith. Really interesting video, this. We get a little kind of taster of the performance, which is kind of interpretive art, dance. It's got sort of a skew nature to it. He's got these kind of, these drones behind him kind of reacting in this Greek chorus-like way. But where it becomes most interesting for us is that Bamalam and I assume Bagnall, but certainly as well, there's Bam there, are in the audience, and Soweto plays on this and actually interacts with them to an interesting extent. So yeah, here is Soweto going in on Bam, and Bam giving as good as he gets, kinda.
Because I'm basing on the beat. This geezer's just chilling like he's safe in his seat. Yeah, he getting teared up because I ain't prepared stuff. I freestyle, he wears a dusty cap to prepare that haircut. What? Yo, he's the dusty MC. Are those burgeoning dreadlocks or is he just the number 3? I don't know. My flows, they won't stop. This MC's go pop, but they all are gonna flop. So that name's not appropriate. The way I approach this stuff, you know that I hold the script, leave him with a broken rib. And yeah, you know I'm just the illest in the world. After I finish this I'll probably step to your girl. Cause I'm just that kind of guy.
Yo, cut the beat. Fuck this shit.
Whoa.
Yo, Mike Smith, if this is your life, it's quite shit. It looks like your inner child's had a midlife crisis. Listen, you've got a big head and people want to refer to you as your highness. So when they offer you a beer, you're like, nah, I'd like the wine list. You went from A to B for razors weed because you became a fiend, but you didn't learn how to blaze a beat. And if this is your legacy, how come everything in the first act has become a distant memory? I mean, I can't keep up. That's probably like the reason I got a bad memories, because I also blaze the weed, bro. But at least when it comes to rapping on the beat, I can actually keep up.
What?
Yeah. Not massively successful, perhaps. The crowd didn't quite seem to know what was going on, which is understandable. But I think the best part of this video is that we get to see King Soweto just throwing a few moves, which is, I mean, always worth the price of admission.
I definitely want that shit. The crowd is on my side.
Remember that I Think Daylight Will video? Well, soon after, Don't Flop uploaded a compilation of the most weird and wonderful submissions. Here are my favourites and the ones that I'm just like, what the fuck?
I think Daylight don't do this.
It's not unusual.
I think Daylight Will poke Calcium Kid in the face with a dildo. Yeah.
I think that Daylight will perform an abridged version of Arthur Miller's The Death of a Salesman.
I think Daylight will kill himself.
I think that Daylight will get his leg broken in a Calcium Kid arm lock. Ball game.
I think Daylight will touch the Calcium Kid's balls and lock them on his face.
The 5th birthday weekend, Daylight will probably wake up in.
I think Daylight will get knocked the fuck out if he gets naked again. Dickhead! Big J. Over and out.
Last second, yeah, got one. I be on the porch, ass naked, with my shotgun. Yeah, ass naked, I do not run. I be on the porch, ass naked, yeah, my shotgun.
Here we have the nastiest dog returning the 4th birthday. He's probably most famous for the 4th birthday bouncer speech, which was actually on the main channel. And this guy at the same venue. This is before C Major and Cracker and Orcs and Rogue go down. I think this is also the Shotty Math Hoffer event. You know, it just gives a speech on crowd safety, which is very important in these events. And something like this, it's something that I wish you'd seen more on Don't Flop Extra, because obviously the cameras are pretty much rolling all the time and they capture moments like this, but they rarely actually go on the channel. They're really visible beyond the crowd that are there. So yeah, I'll let the mad dog talk.
It's nice to see you here and have a nice safe day. Anybody who comes up on this stage who's not involved in any of these buckles will have to deal with you.
Here we have a pretty cool video in the build up to 5th birthday. Tons of 5th birthday stuff uploaded on the channel building up to this event. They Don't Flop were really making the most out of Don't Flop Extra at this point, and it's great to see all this kind of, exterior footage and stuff like that. We get going through the venue, explaining, kind of the size of it, the capacity, what's to be expected, the tickets, all this. I actually went to this event, went to the Saturday, and it was just, wonderful event, so good, and awesome to see all the pre-party and all the stuff building up to it.
Shouts like everybody locked into Don't Flop Extra, man. It's the official venue walkthrough. I'm here in Stylus. This shit is absolutely off the fucking chain, man. We're here. It's the middle of the Leeds Uni campus. 1,000 person capacity. We've already sold a massive chunk of those tickets.
EF were really innovating back then. I especially like this tie-in with the Chimp store. Very cool.
Yo, we're basically out here in Leeds at Chimp store. They've sponsored every Leeds event we've had, man. Big up all the staff from the Chimp store. Basically, any of you lot out there, the first time you see this video, as soon as you see this video drop, if you go in the Chimp store with your ticket, you either have it on your phone or in person or whatever, go in the Chimp store with your ticket, show them the ticket, get a Don't Flop beanie for free. We've only left 10 in there. Once the 10th one is gone, there's going to be no more. But please, as soon as you feel this, as soon as you see this video, you want a free beanie, if you quickly, the next day or today, whenever this video drops, come to the Chimp store with your ticket, say, can I have a free Don't Flop beanie? There's an array of colours. Just a little something for you out there. Peace.
Alongside that, and we also get to see Kruger trying to speed pack a Don't Flop hoodie. We get the tour of District, which is where the pre-party, post-party was supposed to be. I don't believe this went down. If I remember correctly, when I had Old English on the show, this is where Old English Soul was supposed to go down, but it was too loud or too rowdy or something like that. So yeah, we get this cool little walk around, little throwback. We also get an insight into a continuing theme in these 5th birthday videos, that being Er's increasing tension with Furts.
If I see him talking to anybody, he's getting backhanded. If you see me talking to anybody, backhand me. I'm saving my voice. We've got Pesci and Baker the first day. You as well, you're about it. He's not exactly approachable, so I know that ain't an issue.
If you ain't bought my single, I ain't taking no photos with none of you. Straight. I want to see a still photo of the single purchase before I take any photos.
Won't take it that many as it was.
And it really ain't a montage if it ain't got a foosball compilation at the end, right?
Hey, free foosball. Fucking hell, this fucking event just got even better, mate.
Here we are outside the 5th birthday venue. This is and Furts, and the rest of the team have just came out the second viewing. They're clearly very gassed over this, and they're building up to 5th birthday, and there's so much of this 5th birthday material that we're going to get through because, knows that this is a special event.
Be the biggest Don't Flop crowd ever to date.
Furts, of course, also is battled Bowski at the first day of 5th birthday, and he has high aspirations, but is ever the really.
I think this is my personal favourite venue that I've seen them actually put on an event in, and to be part of that, one of the biggest flyers. I'm gassed, man. Honestly, just stood there. I pictured everyone there screaming my name and shit. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'll be bringing them bars. Bowski, you're bringing them bars.
For all the heckling, though, Furts clearly loves Don't Flop, and he gives a moving soliloquy towards it here with an equally moving ending.
From strength to strength, I've seen these motherfuckers build something up from nothing to something amazing, and it's just great to be part of it, man. You know what I'm saying? No, real talk though. You know what I mean? You know, me and Herb had our disagreements, but I got mad respect for this guy and everything that he's built alongside the team. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna look out.
Talking, bro. I just want to do the event now.
Here's a lovely video, really kind of nice idea from and the team here, being the buddy system at 5th birthday. And I mean, I wonder how this actually worked out, and then we'll get into how the mechanics of it actually operated, but I'll let her explain the basics.
I've seen on Twitter over the last few years a recurring problem some of you have been having, especially with this event, way more than other events. It seems like a lot of you out there are really unfortunate for wherever it is you come from. You're the only Don't Flop fan there, which is obviously a fucking shit situation to be in. So this time we've actually decided to try to do something about that, and we've created what we're calling a buddy system to combat any of you lot who haven't got any other friends that Don't Flop not being able to come to the event because you feel like you're going to be on your own.
then goes on to explain that you'd basically send your details, info at Don't Flop, with your Facebook information, and then you'll be added to a big conversation where, you know, you can mingle and find likewise heads. It is, as I say, a really touching idea, really. There's the email. I wonder if they do it anymore. I don't know if the buddy system exists anymore. Maybe it doesn't need to in the place of Viewpoint. This was Viewpoint era? I'm not sure. Kind of around that era. Anyway, I'm rambling. But I think one of the best things about this video is a touching, again, we had the touching moment with Futz. Now another touching ode to friendships formed in the arena of battle rap.
In 5 years, you know, the amount of friendships I've seen, you know, form through Don't Flop, from fans that we've become friends with to battlers forming crews, like, it's all down to hanging out at Don't Flop events. And I feel like even if we didn't do this buddy system, you could come anyway and you would meet people, because I've seen so many people make friends in the queue because someone sees another person standing by themselves. And, you know,
here we have a very entertaining, if slightly long, interview video from C Major and Cracker here, building up to their 5th birthday total defense against Shuffle and Marlowe. Obviously, most people have seen this battle. It's an incredible battle, in my opinion. It's probably the best Shuffle and Marlowe performance. They put on an absolute clinic. Not to say that C and Cracker didn't do anything, you know, brilliant, but a lot of the themes in the battle as well are touched on here. And Cracker digs in especially with a bit of beef here, touching on the fact that Marlowe wasn't in the tournament, but he was for the same reason.
Marlowe wasn't there. He said he had uni stuff to do. I had uni stuff to do as well, but you know, I just done the tournament anyway. What did you get in uni? Got good. Decent great match. We won. Shit. For the people at home. Yes.
Like a boss.
If Marlowe was in the tournament with Shuffle, they still would have gone out first round. Gizmo and Season would have probably just had them up. It's just, they're good. They do their thing, but they don't really do our thing. They don't do rapping stuff. They don't really battling, like the rapping stuff.
And there is the crux of the matter. You know, if you've seen this battle, this is the main argument that C and Cracker use throughout it. Shuffle and Marlowe are a little bit more inventive. They're going the idea of friendship and deserving the titles, you know, how Marlowe couldn't be there in the fight. I mean, it's an incredible battle. Definitely go back. And I'm really grateful this exists, actually. It puts a lot of context in. That guitar is distractingly near Cracker's arm. I'm scared that he's often going to knock it around. I don't know why it's right there propped in front of him. But, you know, nonetheless, this is a really cool battle. And Cracker, to his element, seems to feel that the company were pushing Shuffle and Marlowe, and, you know, admits as such.
If you beat Shuffle and Marlowe, who do you think are the next in line for the title shot?
Next in line for the title shot? They'll probably give it to Wizard. Marlowe and Shuffle T again, probably. We'll probably have to battle them until we lose.
And there you have it. There's the first of our two-parter. I'm sure there's lots of videos that you remember that you didn't even realise you would have done. Please follow us on the channel, subscribe, Patreon, leave us a review on iTunes, Twitter, all that. And yeah, come back next week. We'll be uploading the second part of this of, as I say, possibly the last look ever at Don't Flop Extra.